We've all seen them, right? Those crazy tall, super jiggly, cloud-like Japanese soufflé pancakes. And you've probably wondered, how on earth do they do that? Well, today we're gonna break down the exact technique to turn simple ingredients into one of those fluffy masterpieces. And honestly, that's the whole secret. It looks like rocket science, but I promise you it's not. It all comes down to technique, and we're gonna walk through every single critical step so you can nail it. Okay, first things first. Like any great building, our pancake needs a solid foundation, and that starts with the yolk batter. This is where all the flavor and richness comes from. So let's build this base. First, you're gonna separate your eggs. Put those whites aside, we'll need them in a bit. Add just a splash of milk to the yolks for some moisture. Now this next part is really important. Sift in your cake flour a little at a time. Seriously, don't just dump it all in at once or you'll get clumps. You're aiming for that smooth, creamy texture. Simple as that. So you've got this beautiful, rich yolk foundation. Piece of cake, right? Well, that was the easy part. What we do next is where the real magic happens, and it's the step that will literally make or break your pancakes. This is what separates a sad flat disc from a glorious fluffy soufflé. So what's the big secret? It's the meringue. A perfect, stable meringue is the absolute key to getting that incredible height and airy texture. This is what traps all the air and gives the pancake its lift. But wait. Before you even touch that whisk, there is one little trick that completely changes the game. It's something most people skip, but it makes all the difference for a strong meringue that won't let you down. So what is it? The answer is just a little bit of cold. That's it. Pop your egg whites in the freezer for about 10 to 15 minutes. See, cold egg whites trap air way more effectively. This little step gives you a much fluffier, much more stable meringue that won't collapse. It's a tiny bit of effort for a massive payoff. Now for the whipping. You're gonna wanna follow this checklist to the letter. Start on low speed. The second you see some foam, start adding your sugar, but do it gradually. Then you can crank the speed up to high. What you're looking for are stiff, shiny peaks. When you lift the whisk, the peak should stand up tall with just a tiny curl at the tip. And here's the critical part. Do not overwhip it. If you go too far, the meringue gets creamy and falls apart. Stop the second you hit that stiff peak stage. All right, so you've got your rich yolk base and your perfect airy meringue. Now comes the delicate part. We've got to combine them and cook them without losing all that air we just created. Okay, pay really close attention here. First, we need to lighten up that heavy yolk batter. So take about a third of your beautiful meringue and just stir it right in. Think of it as a sacrifice for the greater good. Then pour that lightened mixture back into the rest of your meringue. And now you fold.
And what is folding exactly? Well, it's definitely not stirring. You want to take your spatula, scrape down the side of the bowl to the bottom, and then gently turn the batter over on top of itself. It's this gentle, repeated motion that combines everything while protecting those precious air pockets.
Now let's talk about cooking. This right here tells you everything you need to know. High heat is your #1 enemy. Sure, the pancake will puff up like crazy for a second, but then it will deflate just as fast. To get a pancake that rises slowly and actually stays fluffy, low heat is the only way to go. So let's walk through it. First, set your stove to the lowest heat it can possibly go. Lightly oil your pan. Then gently spoon or pipe your batter into these beautiful tall mounds. See how it holds its shape? That's your perfect meringue doing its job. Now for the secret weapon. Add a few drops of water into the pan, but away from the batter. Slap a lid on it immediately. This creates steam, which keeps the pancakes super moist as they cook for a slow 7 to 10 minutes. So the pancakes have risen beautifully, they smell amazing, but we're not quite done. There's one final step. This is the moment of truth that locks in all that height and fluffy texture. Okay, as carefully and gently as you can, flip those pancakes over, add a few more drops of water to get that steam going again, put the lid back on, and let them cook for just another 5 minutes. This final steam bath makes sure they're perfectly cooked through and unbelievably moist inside. And that's it. I know it might seem like a lot of steps, but when you really look at it, achieving pancake perfection just boils down to a couple of really important ideas. Yup, just 2. There are only 2 things that separate a pancake that's just okay from one that's absolutely incredible. It really all comes down to this: a perfect, stable meringue and cooking on very, very low heat. If you can master those 2 things, whipping those whites to stiff, shiny peaks, and then cooking low and slow with steam, you will get that unbelievable, jiggly, fluffy result. I'm telling you, it works every single time. So there you have it. The mystery is gone. It's not magic, it's just technique. So the only question left is, now that you know exactly how it's done, are you ready to get in the kitchen and make the fluffiest pancakes of your life?